What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Miami Sports Vibes YouTube channel. Join with my guy Jacoby, as always. Here, another week of Dolphins football to talk about. Another week where the Dolphins disappointed us yet again. Damn. Where the hell do we start, Jacoby? First of all, how are you?
I'm good, dude.
Are you sure?
Dude, this is so bad, man. I was I was looking everywhere in my house for like a paper bag, but we were like all out today, like to just show up on the screen with like a sad paper bag over my head because this is horrible, man. I'm doing fine though, but got a lot to talk about, man. This I thought last week couldn't get any worse, to be honest.
Bro. I mean, after what you experienced live in person in Seattle, right, with the Dolphins putting up 3 damn points, I'm thinking it can't get any worse, right? But even though we scored, I mean, I think it did get worse.
I mean, last week you go to Seattle and you lose to a very good 3-0 Seahawks team. So this week you come home on an extended break and you lose to the 0-3 Tennessee Titans, who have been the shit face of the league for the first 3 weeks. And to top it off, you lost to Mason Rudolph. So it can't get any worse than that. I don't want to say that now, actually, to be honest with you, but it's all hell's breaking loose in Miami right now. This is really not good.
No, dude, this is crazy. It's getting hard to even discuss this team because, bro, I mean, you look at the talent that we have, guys like I mentioned on this show that everybody knows, we got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey, all these big time guys, Jordan Poyer, even though he went down, but it's like, bro, all of this talent on this team to be putting out that disgusting performance on display for this fan base, I feel like it's us as fans, like I'm just damn, like where do we start, bro? Like who gets the blame? Like, is it Greer? Is it McDaniel? Who? Everybody?
It starts from the top, man. It starts from the top. It goes from the front office to the coach to the players because, the players are, because there's no doubt this team has talent, but you can tell that there's really no answer for what teams are throwing at the Dolphins. And we kind of saw it. I mean, like, you can't run the ball at all because your line can't sustain a block. You open up the game with 2 good passes to Jalen Waddle. You got Tyreek Hill going to go, and then you just never really went back to it. It really doesn't make any sense. And the sideline started throwing tantrums late in the game. The coach did nothing about it, but just sit there and didn't get his players under check. And then, I'll get into it when you put this quote up, but I personally think Mike McDaniel has lost the locker room in 4 weeks. I honestly think that. So it's an overall, it's all together. It's a failure so far. You could say there's plenty of time to switch things around, but this is the easy part of the schedule. It does not get easier from here. So. There's a lot to worry about, and I'm ready to discuss it all because this is, we don't deserve this. We don't deserve this shit. So
we don't.
To recap it all, that's what I have to say about that.
No, we definitely don't deserve this at all, bro. We do not deserve this at all. I mean, I went off on my post game recap right last night. I couldn't hold it, bro. I could not wait to just express myself. And you mentioned something really interesting. Same thing that was going on in my head yesterday, but I didn't say that on my recap video. Mike McDaniel loses the locker room. That's what you said. And I've kind of been thinking that, but I have not said it. But now that you have also said that, so we're seeing eye to eye here. I'm kind of getting the vibes that you're kind of trending in that direction. When you see Tyreek Hill explode the way he was exploding on that sideline, that right there, and you see McDaniel's face, you don't see him talking. I mentioned on my recap video, you didn't see Tua. I mean, usually when a starting quarterback, right, is, not a starter, he goes to the bench and kind of encourages that backup. Yo, bring the iPad. Here's what I see. A couple high fives, tap on the back, try to put him up on game in the system that better than anybody else. You didn't see that. It's like Tua was to himself. McDaniel wasn't encouraging Huntley that much. I didn't really see any like where the body language was just terrible from the coach, from Tua, from Tyreek Hill being pissed off, Jalen Waddle being slouched over. I mean, dude, like that to me looks like he's losing that damn locker room. And this is the quote that you mentioned, and I want you to touch on this. You got the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this quote right after the game and I got absolutely frustrated. There's a major disconnect between preparation and execution. And I was telling you this, Nando, if you are in year 3 of being a NFL fucking head coach with a team that has the majority of the same players that you have had since you have been hired, if you have to go up to the podium and tell the media that there is a major disconnect between practices and execution on the field, and that you still are unsure of how to combat what the offense is flying right now, you should not be a head coach. It is so irritating. And people, I'm sick and tired of Dolphins fans sticking up for excuses like that. He doesn't have Tua. Tua's carrying it. Okay, that's a valid argument, but we have been through this over and over and over and over again. You guys are seeming to forget that teams figured out this offense midway through the season last year, and Mike McDaniel still has not been able to adjust and to bring back that explosiveness even before the NFL adjusted the pre-snap motions, which people are saying that has limited Mike McDaniel's offense. This is unacceptable, and I don't understand how some of you are continuing to let this fly. He is in year 3 as a head coach, and he is still up there saying that practices, there's a major disconnect. That is unacceptable. And maybe I'm very pissed off about it because I'm a coach myself. I've been coaching for myself for 7 years. Now I haven't coached on the big stage. I'm going to say that. But if I am going to go up and tell my parents, like my team parents or stuff like that, I can't get through to this team. There's major problems at practice. We're not collaborating. I would be ashamed of myself. That to me, maybe it's just the coach part of me coming out, but this is ridiculous. And every week I've brought something up to you where I'm like, Mike McDaniel does not know where he's doing. And not necessarily you, but a lot of Fins fans give me shit because they don't think that's the case. Well, I think last night was a prime example that this team is nowhere on the same page. And this at this time right now, I wish we had a Hard Knocks because I want to see what's going on behind the scenes right now.
Dude, you first of all, you're spot the hell on. And let me just tell you, like, continue to talk your shit on this show because I am a guy that's very optimistic and I try to be positive. But after seeing what I've seen, and I'm done with that, bro. And a lot of Dolphin fans, they get on you because you have a lot of Dolphin fans, which, people call it fan policing, right? I don't like that. Like, people will get mad at you for your take on the Dolphins if you're being negative about the team. Hell, it's not. First of all, we all want the Dolphins to win. The people that are being negative, what they're actually doing is being straight the hell up. They're calling it straight. They're shooting it to you straight. They're not sugarcoating, and that should be okay. And people get defensive because it's like, yeah, they just want to be negative. It's like, no, we're just calling what we see because we know damn ball. Like, Mike McDaniel at the end of the day is not doing a hell of a good job. And this is a guy that got an extension. I mean, for you to say that there's a disconnect, it's just so damn embarrassing from a head coach to say that. It's like, dude, what disconnect? Like, do you not have control? Because that's what it shows me. And this is crazy because Mike McDaniel, everybody's talking about him. He's a great guy. He's all fun. He's funny. He's a people guy and whatever. But dude, that stuff runs out of battery, man. And you have to have a fine line. I'm cool with you being a cool guy and a people guy, a people skills, all this stuff. But you have to be able to kind of switch it on and off. And I don't think he's able to do that. And right now, this is when he's tested. When shit.
And I also think a lot of people. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But I also think a lot of people are failing to realize that this is the first time Mike McDaniel has had a losing record in his tenure as a Miami Dolphin head coach. He started 3-0 in his first 2 seasons, and the closest he ever got to a losing record was at 500 at the end of 2022. So this is the first time. Granted, we can say that, yeah, this team has had 2 end of the season collapses. They've definitely faced some adversity, but this is adversity from the get-go. Like, this team has not led. They are the only team that has not led in a ball game this season, and that's like unheard of territory. So we're getting a glimpse Like if you're telling me 4 weeks through the season, Mike McDaniel's already lost the locker room, that's insane to me. And it just blows my mind. And it's just extremely disappointing. I granted, I typically like to stick to my teams when I'm watching football, but I can't recall, like, there's some teams, where, okay, that coach has lost the locker room. Urban Meyer, for example, like we saw how, and Nathaniel Hackett, we knew how bad those coaching jobs were, but I really can't recall a time, and I could be wrong, where a coach willingly admits to the public that there's a major disconnect, and he's, in subtle terms, like losing the locker room. I feel like a coach will go down and die before he admits that. And
Yeah, right.
That's just insane to me.
You
That's
are
just insane.
you are goddamn right, man. And then this quote, I don't know what it did to you, but this shit pissed me off right here. I mean, Mike McDaniel, I'm playing with backup QBs. He says, I know, and this is from Finn's Extra, by the way. I know that there's a lot of teams that are going through things that are similar to us. There's a lot of teams that are able to execute at a higher degree. It's our job to put forth a better product. Our job, bro. It is your damn job to freaking get somebody that was competent enough to be ready for this situation if this situation arises. Everybody freaking knew that Tua has concussion history. Just because he went one damn year without it, we knew damn right if Tua took a big hit, or if he landed on his head, or if he didn't do his freaking jujitsu shit the right fucking way, this was going to happen. And for the fact that we had all damn offseason to literally go get a competent quarterback that's going to be ready to be QB2 in case this situation has happened, you let down the entire fan base. How does the fan base know to do this, but you guys don't? No, you said that Skylar Thompson was your guy. He's capable of being QB2. What the hell did we see in Seattle? And what did we see in the preseason before that? I didn't see anything that tells me Skylar Thompson is worthy of being even a QB2, hell, even a QB3 on a roster at this point. I mean, it's disgusting. This fan base doesn't deserve this. The GM and Mike McDaniel have let us down. You've seen other teams go through this situation, but guess what? They weren't as stupid as you, right? Look at Anthony Richardson. He goes down. They got Joe Flacco. The Colts fucking win. Look at Will Levis. He goes down. Mason Rudolph wins against you guys. You fucking
he blows you out.
Yeah, exactly. And who's the other quarter? I'm drawing a blank. There's another backup. Sam Darnold. JJ McCarthy was going to be the guy. Sam Darnold comes in. There. Backup. Goes 4-0. Bro, why did all these other teams address getting a solid quarterback too, but the guys with the concussion-prone guy went out there with Skylar Thompson? And don't give me the excuse like, oh, yeah, Huntley looked bad because it's a complicated system. Yo, you guys had all offseason to get somebody that could study that damn playbook all offseason, so miss me with that shit, man.
Yeah, and like a lot of fans and media experts are using this time for the Dolphins to draw up the perspective that, Tua is the carrier of this offense, and he's so underrated. Look how they look without him. You guys are failing to observe that we were down 20 fucking points before Tua got hurt to Buffalo. The Miami Dolphins offense looked absolutely putrid in week 1 for 3 quarters. Tua makes this team exceptionally better, but he is not going, I still don't think this team wins much ball games even with Tua right now. And that is on the head coach. And a lot of people are giving Chris Greer the big bad end of them not picking up a backup quarterback. But who's to say Mike McDaniel insisted to not get a backup quarterback?
I think he did.
Because I kind of feel like that was the case because he's so damn high on Skylar Thompson. So, this is just it just adds on and adds on, and we haven't even touched base on the injuries yet. So this is a like a falling avalanche right now, and it's only week 4 and Miami is 1-3. They definitely damn sure should be 0-4, but this is getting pretty bad. The trade deadline is in 4 weeks, so we're definitely gonna see. But one more thing I want to touch base with you, and I haven't even gotten your opinion on this. I left a comment on your recap yesterday, but it was reported yesterday that Tua Tagovailoa does not have any symptoms right now. Why the fuck did he go on IR? The Miami Dolphins are so quick to put their players on IR. It is insane. Like we can see for damn example with all the injuries going on with fantasy football. Half of my players that haven't played in 2 weeks, they haven't even touched the IR. They wasted no time putting Tua on the IR, and he traveled to Seattle the very next week, which you're not supposed to do with a concussion, and he's symptom free. Are you fucking kidding me? So, and in the part of the season where you need to win these games, and you already know this team cannot perform without Tua, complete malpractice.
And I actually said this on my recap video. It's like, because of all this, I'm in that in between where it's like I'm pissed off as a fan and disgusted, but at the same time, it's like a little bit of like, you know what? I'm happy for the heat that Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer get from this, because this is what the fuck they deserve. Because this is just complete bullshit and malpractice, like across the board. You mentioned injuries, man, and our boy. I mean, Jalen Phillips. Mike McDaniel revealed that Jalen Phillips will not be available versus the New England Patriots with a knee injury. He says, quote unquote, "We're still acquiring information, working through it. He was in good spirits last night. We should have more concrete information soon." That does not sound good for number 15, Jalen Phillips, man. What are your thoughts on the injury that we saw last night?
I mean, it's pretty alarming to me that they ruled him out less than 24 hours after the game. Usually they like to play this yo-yo game with injuries all week and just make you think both directions until like Thursday or Friday. So I'm pretty damn concerned, but I would like to think that because he is fresh off an Achilles injury, that they're just being completely cautious with him. But at the same time, I'm like, this is just never ending. These injuries have not let up once. And we have just been talking over and over about, what the fuck does this team do at practice? I told you about that perspective that I observed at the Seattle game. And I think I even tagged you in a tweet where somebody else observed, I observed at the Seattle game how Seattle spent half of their warm-up stretching and getting loose for the game, while I didn't see Miami stretch once, which is the key point of avoiding injury. And then there was a tweet I think I tagged you in last week that was talking about the physicality of the Dolphins and how when the Buccaneers and Falcons are here for joint practices, they spend like an hour post-practice conditioning, stretching, recovering, and Miami's already off the field. Yeah, I think there is a huge neglection of strength and conditioning, and I don't get how the Miami Dolphins front office can't take a fucking hint on how, teams. You can say whatever you want. Yes, teams suffer injuries. Injuries have been terrible this season, but you cannot convince me that a team has had more injuries than this fucking team in the last 2 years. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks. They're hurt. I hope they get better, but I'm so fucking fed up with injuries right now, dude. It's not even funny.
Dude, I'm right there with you, bro. It's not one thing, it's the other. And then you got a couple players returning, but who knows? I mean, they can return and get hurt in the first quarter. It's not like we haven't seen it before. And speaking of some injury news, we do have a couple things here. We got Kendall Fuller and Teron Armstead are expected to return to practice tomorrow per Mike McDaniel. But like I said, who's to say those guys just won't go back down yet again, which is what happens when you're a Dolphin fan. Other news also, McDaniel has revealed that Odell Beckham Jr. and Cam Smith will both also return to practice. So they're off the IR. So some things that are kind of trending in the right direction, but then again, is it sustainable is where we fall on with the Miami Dolphins injury report.
I mean, it's just for me with Odell and Cam, I still don't think they play this week. No? I think you got to bye next week. I think they're going to play the cautious game like they always do. I mean, at some point you got to stop babying these guys and just put them out there. You've invested so much damn money into this team. There's no time for waiting. Like it's like they know what's coming at the end of the year. This ending stretch is fucking brutal, and you need to we went into this game last week. I said right now you just need to stay afloat. You need to take care of business against the Titans and Patriots. Like I said, the Titans, who are the complete joke of the league right now, probably not anymore, came into your home and destroyed you. They had no respect for you. They got the ball back with 2:27. They still ran the score up when it was way out of reach. They have no respect for you, and they were 0-3 and a complete meme around the league for the first 3 weeks. What does that tell you?
That's disgusting. Speaking of afloat, what do the Dolphins have to be by week 8 to be afloat?
I mean, you have to be 500 or more, to be honest with you. Like, you got to win. You got to win. You got to win New England. If you don't win New England, I'm going to call it a season, to be honest with you. I mean, that's just me. That's just me. Like, I'll still watch, I'll still root, I'll still predict, but I don't think I don't think that team makes playoffs if they don't beat New England. And I honestly, I got to take a refresh here at the schedule, but they got that bye coming up right now. And I think that's going to be crucial for some recovery, but we'll see. But you got the Colts and the Cardinals after that. I would say those are two winnable games, especially if they have Tua back. And then you got a key game against Buffalo. I mean, and then the Rams. The Rams are beat up, but they're still a really good team. They're going to get some injuries back. They might have Kupp and Nakua back by then. It doesn't get easier. I think you need to win. The next three for sure.
Yeah, I shoot, man. It's so hard to predict it, dude. Based on what we've seen, it's like I'm kind of there with you, where I feel like if we do lose to New England, I think it's wraps, bro. I mean, at that point, you're 1-4. Tua comes back, let's say week 8 or week 9. Then he goes on the road to Buffalo, and then you're asking Tua at that point. Let's say 10 wins gets you in the playoffs. You pretty much want
You're asking him to sweep the Jets, pull out a win against the Niners, the Packers, the Texans.
Yeah, and not get hurt, right? And not get concussed, and play very cautious. That's like you're asking for so much. And a lot of people actually think that, oh, no worries, once Tua comes back, we're good. It's like, do you not know that this is the part where we need to take advantage of the schedule, bro? Like, Tua's coming back to some crazy shit, like where everyone's gonna be probably on like, let's get rid of Tua. He can't perform, because let's don't forget, bro, Tua against good teams. I mean, we haven't seen anything too good on that front. I mean,
it's the most concerning part is like, if they don't beat New England and he comes back for the Colts game, you're going to ask him to win 9 games in the last 10 seasons. Not 10 seasons, 10 to 11 weeks. And half of those opponents are playoff teams. It's not going to happen. Nah. That's just my opinion. And one of those games is in Cleveland at nighttime in the middle of winter.
Tough defense too.
Yeah, tough defense. So
very tough defense.
Next week can very well be your season, and I don't think that's overselling to say. So.
Nah, I don't think so either. But let's get into New England. So it's obviously Patriots week, and Mike McDaniel has said, let me pull it up for you guys, that Tyler Huntley is expected to start against the New England Patriots per Mike McDaniel. So he's rolling with Tyler Huntley yet again. Obviously, Tyler Huntley will have an extra couple days, an extra week under his belt to prep. He's obviously played a game. He's made a lot of mistakes in that game, but I'm sure he'll learn from it. Tyler Huntley being the guy that gets the nod. Are you with that, Jacoby?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best choice you have. And I don't think Huntley looked terrible. I think the play calling was just atrocious. He missed some 2 deep throws to Tyreek. It is what it is. He's not a deep thrower. He's not that big play guy, but you got to utilize the short to mid round game with Tyler Huntley. I don't think you can really ask for those huge plays from him, but I'm going to say that's your best choice right now. And I'm with it. And New England's in the same boat as us right now. So we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, man, I'm totally with Huntley starting. I just don't trust those other guys. Even worse, to be honest. And I think I saw some flashes of some things that Huntley showed me. I mean, him running is definitely a threat, which I feel like McDaniel can definitely use going forward. But what about the Patriots, man? What do you think about the New England Patriots thus far?
Yeah, I mean, I think New England has had a little bit of bad luck, I would say, as well. But they had that thrilling win against Cincinnati at the first game of the season, but it's just been a disaster from there on for them. They got pretty much manhandled by the Niners, and it was a close game against the Seahawks, which was an entertaining game. But then the Jets pretty much took it to them. Their run game has been non-existent. But they kind of set the thing that concerns me is like, the Niners went on like a 14-0 run to start that game, or like 17-0 run, and then New England's defense settled in. It took a while for San Francisco to score again, but just New England had no answer on offense, much like Miami. So we're going to be seeing the ranked 30th and 31st offenses this week. So we'll see. I didn't think last night's game could get even more even when it was 6-3 at halftime, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Hello, people, a little late, but following Sports Vibes last night video, the Dolphins got me disappointed. Listen, I feel you on that. We are both, all of us in here are damn disappointed. I mean, it's just crazy.
Understatement.
They can do better. Coach not helping, absolutely not. He definitely is not helping. I mean, like it's just ridiculous at this point. It is ridiculous. But yeah, you said it best. I mean, the two worst offenses in the league going against each other. So this should be quite an entertaining matchup. I mean, let's try to get to some keys, man. What are the keys to victory? It's so hard to keep doing this because every key the Dolphins are not doing, which I guess that's why they call them keys to victory. So what are your keys?
Yeah, my keys to victory is continue to pressure Jacoby Brissett. He's been getting more hits than any quarterback all year long. I think the Niners had at least like 10 to 15 hits on him, maybe a few resulted in sacks. So when you disrupt Brissett, they have really no answer on offense, and you're going to have to continue to slow down Stevenson. He's had 2 atrocious weeks back to back. And now with our really bad run defense coming, I think this is going to be a good chance for him to rebound. But our run defense has not been pretty. So you can't let Stevenson get involved. If you let Stevenson get involved, it's gonna be bad. And Mike McDaniel, my last one, take risks. Like we were not seeing any really good play calling last night, and when we did, it resulted in positive yards. Like Tyreek Hill got his first big catch in the second half. Jalen Waddle opened the game with a big catch up the middle. Stop playing conservatively. Stop running these fucking screens. Stop running these fucking read options on 3rd and 11. Like, stop playing like you have to keep the score up or like run the clock. It's ridiculous. You have to win this game. This is a must now. Like, it's now or never. You have to take some risks this game. So those are my 3 keys. And, obviously they're the same that they've been the last couple of weeks in a pretty much sense. But, I think Miami is going to be playing desperate this week for sure.
Yeah, no. And my keys are pretty much along the lines of you because, I mean, this is why they're keys to victory. And the Dolphins are not following the damn keys to victory. And that is why they're freaking losing. If you follow the damn keys to victory, we would be talking about some damn Dolphins win. And I like this key to victory. The key to victory is touchdowns. You got that damn right. That is for sure.
1 touchdown in the last 10 quarters, dude.
And that was, to me, that was like a garbage time touchdown last night. Absolutely. I don't even count that one, man. So it's just, score the damn ball. That's how you win. But listen, man, I'm going to say Ramondre Stevenson is definitely the guy I'm most worried about. Obviously, that is a guy who's been slowed down recently, but I think if he gets going, you're in trouble. All right. You don't want these guys to get anything going. They are just as bad offensively as you are. Just take advantage. Contain Ramondre Stevenson. The next thing is the offensive line. Please, please, please generate holes for these guys to start running the ball effectively. I like what I saw from Jalen Wright, but I want to see more of those runs with Huntley. I want to see more Jalen Wright. I want to see Achane have holes. He didn't have any holes to work with. I mean, 10 carries for 15 yards is freaking ridiculous. Create some space for this guy. I mean, we saw it last year. I mean, these guys were moving last year. Like, all of the space they were able to create for Achane was ridiculous. You're not seeing that anymore. Raheem Mostert, I mean, is he gonna play? I don't know what's up with him, but
I'm so over him right now, dude. Like,
it's embarrassing.
Play, dude.
Yeah, man up and play. So the offensive line is key number 2, and key number 3, man. I like what you said, man. Play calling and taking some shots, bro. Like, stop playing scared, bro. Just get on the same page with Tyreek. The deep ball was freaking there. If you just hit him, it's going to be there again. It doesn't matter if it's Christian Gonzalez. I don't care. Take some shots. You got 2 speedy guys. I don't care if you Try to practice a deep ball. Just get creative here. This is a damn bottom-ranked offense that deserves to be in the bottom in the New England Patriots. We actually don't deserve to be on that when you look at the talent we have. Now, the play calling, maybe we do, but with the talent, get creative, man. Like, this has got to stop. And I'm with you. I think this is a must win. You fall to 1-4. You're now playing with, in my opinion, if you fall to 1-4, you're pretty much telling the team you got to go 9-3 to make the playoffs. I don't see that shit happening. So I'll be the sour guy with you, Jacoby. This is a must-win game. The Dolphins better put the hell up or shut the hell up. And that's it. And that's it.
Not much more you could say, man. And, we're saying this is a must-win game, and Miami still elected to put 2 on the IR, which, it doesn't take a genius to see the amount of malpractice that has gone on in the last few weeks. So, it's win or go home. That's my opinion. So,
all right, score and predictions.
Yeah. For as desperate Miami needs this win, I don't see it happening. I am going to be in the same boat as last week. I don't have a reason to believe this offense is going to recover, and especially on a bit of a short week. It's no reason. And you're going to New England? No, I'm going to give the Patriots this one. I'm going to go 20-7.
So Patriots win, Dolphins lose.
Yep.
20-7.
I mean, you got blown out by the fucking Titans, and the Patriots have a 10 times better defense. So, yep, exact score. Yep, I'm going 27 Patriots.
Zell agrees with you. 20-7 Patriots. All right. All right. I guess it's my turn.
Mr. Positive over here.
God. Damn, Jacoby. How bad do I want to say that we're gonna win this game? But I've done it every single damn week on this show, and they've made me look like a freaking fool. Hell, maybe I'm going to zag the other way and the opposite happens. Me and Jacoby will be happy about that. So I am doing it. Patriots will win this game. I think the Dolphins offense looks like crap. This Dolphins team has pissed me off. This coaching staff, the GM, everybody has pissed me the hell off. You got me going this week, and I'm not going to turn around and act like it's okay. I'm going to be there mad as hell watching this damn game, expecting you guys to put up another 3 points, and I think you guys are going to freaking lose this game.
You say you're going to this game?
No. I'm saying I'm gonna sit on my couch.
Oh, okay. I was like,
no fucking I'm way. Definitely. If I had tickets, I'm selling it, bro. I'm not going to see this garbage, man. Listen, I got the Patriots winning 14-6. No touchdowns. No
14-6, man. Okay. Yeah.
No touchdowns for the Dolphins.
I mean, that's not even overselling it, dude. I mean, if the locker room's lost like we think it is, and who's to say, they're gonna have a good practice this week, and I got nothing else to say about him, bro. I mean, I feel like it's the end of the season recap right now, and we're throwing in the towel. And I don't want to sound like that, but it's funny. How many times on the show last year did I tell you that this year, like 2023, I said this year's the window. Like, this is your year to win the Super Bowl. Like, how many times did I say that?
You said that. You said that a lot of times, actually.
And a lot of people were telling me, like, get over yourself, stop complaining. Like, they revamped this roster, and I finally saw a handful of tweets last night saying the same exact shit that I said last year. That 2023 was the window. Buffalo had a down year. They were 2 minutes away from winning the division, and they blew it to Tennessee. You get a home game versus the Steelers. Like, it's unbelievable how they squander that opportunity. And like I said, I even said even if they fix up this roster, I still think it regresses. And here we are. So
it is so damn disappointing, man. It really is. It's crazy, man. We looked forward to this season all off season, and for it to literally feel like it's over so fast, it's crazy, man. And I think a lot of the people that were optimistic, even they're turning on this team.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
As they should. I mean, the fan, I heard there, that was the loudest boos I've ever heard at that stadium.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was all for it. I saw a lot of fans were leaving with a whole quarter to go. I mean, you lose this fan base. You just got this fan base back like 2 years ago.
Yep.
Like, we've never seen Hard Rock Stadium this full before, and now you're losing them quickly. But And we didn't talk about this, but that little screenshot of Chris Greer during the game,
Oh my god.
he looked. A lot of people may say what they want. That like it could be the camera angle, but I kind of agree. He looked like he was hiding, man.
He did
Like
look like he was
he knew
hiding.
he was on the screen and he was trying to get out of that view. So I think he knows he's in for it right now too. So
He definitely is, man. God,
as he should be.
these guys, and all I could just think about, man, it's the fan base, bro. Like we just don't deserve this, bro. We ride for this team, man. You spend money going to see this team in Seattle, bro. Like we travel to see these guys, man. We support these guys, and what that we love them, and they don't even love us. That's what it feels like, man.
Dude,
It's just,
I was known in high school as the Dolphins fan, and like everyone knew me as the Dolphins. Like I'm in California, like there's not a lot of Dolphins fans where I live. I live right in the middle of Niners and Raiders country, so like I was known all throughout high school as the Dolphins fan, and like that was during the Jay Cutler season. So I've been through shit with this team, dude. I've been through some hell, and I've just I pour my heart out into this team every single year, and it sucks. It's one thing to know that they just plain suck and you're like, it is what it is. But it really doesn't feel like this team gives a shit right now. That's what hurts the most, I would say. So
it's just disappointing. It really is disappointing, man. It really is. So we both have the Dolphins losing this game to the New England Patriots. Unfortunately, that is what this team has shown us. They haven't shown us to give confidence in continuing to back this damn team. I mean, show us something different, and maybe things will start going your way. But you got a bye week the following week. Hopefully, you win this damn game. You have to. Let's talk about some positive things. Fantasy football. Is that a positive topic? Let's get into that.
I mean, dude, I think I had the best week in my stardom sit-ems. I called so many last week, and it was on the head, dude. For instance, I erased my ones from last week when I redid them, but I was just going through and I was like, oh, nailed that one, nailed that one, nailed that. I was just like, yep, I was right on a lot of these. So I'm all cool for that. I had a great week. I put up 133 points in our league. Justin Fields, man, I am so pumped about Justin Fields right now, dude. Even though the Steelers didn't get the win, he is balling over there in Pittsburgh right now. He gave me 31 fantasy points. And Michael Pittman Jr. finally took off. I didn't have a choice. I had to play him, so I was happy about that. So I had a good week. I improved to 3-1, but I don't think this week is going to be pretty for me because my team is still beat the fuck up. So we'll see, but it's been good. I'm ready to dive in for my picks this week, and who knows? Maybe after next week, it might just be strictly fantasy season for me. So
I feel you. Hey, I put up 173 points, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got your first win, I saw. So that's good.
My first win with 173 points at that. Hopefully, I didn't, tire my guys out too much for next week. But let's get into some stardom sit-ems at the quarterback position, Jacoby.
Yeah, I mean, I told you guys. So for my first QB stardom, I told you guys to bench to sit him last week because he was coming back from injury. But he comes in with 3 interceptions against the Vikings and still puts up 28 fantasy points. That's insane. The dude should have had, without those picks, that dude would have had a 35-plus day, would have outplayed Justin Fields. So that's Jordan Love. I'm giving Jordan Love the start for sure this week. I think I'm going to bring him back in. I don't know yet, but he's going against the Rams. So I think he has a great one. I think he's your first stardom for sure. Yeah. And I'm going to pick the ultimate rebounder. We hate this guy, but we know he did us fantasy-wise. After a loss, the Buffalo Bills are 21-7. Since the Josh Allen era. So that's my next start. I think Josh Allen's going to have a huge rebound day against Houston, who are giving up the 26th, who are ranked 26th against quarterbacks right now in fantasy. I think he has a big rebound game. So those are going to be my 2 stardoms for sure.
Okay.
And now going to my sit-ems. I hate this matchup so much, especially with the turmoil this team is going through right now. I'm going to give Dak the sit against Pittsburgh, who are ranked 6th against quarterbacks. He may be the QB7 right now, but there's a lot of turmoil going on in Dallas right now. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to sit him for sure. And then going to my second one, you guys might think I'm crazy. If he's your quarterback, I really don't think you have anyone extra. But if you can pick somebody up who's worth it, I'm going for it. But Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to give him the sit for the first time ever. 13 points against the Chargers last week. He has 5 interceptions in 4 games. He's had a pick in every game so far.
Damn.
And New Orleans is a great defense. They're the 4th ranked defense against quarterbacks. They're averaging 10 points a game to them. I'm going to get Patrick, and now they lost Rashee Rice. I'm giving the sit to Patrick Mahomes, and I didn't think I'd ever say that.
And they're already down Pacheco. And you mentioned Jordan Love, by the way. That's the other guy that I couldn't think of, the other team. Jordan Love goes down with an injury, and the Packers were able to string off some wins. Why? Because they were comfortable enough with their quarterback 2 selection, and they showed it. Mike McDaniel had his quarterback 2 selection, that's Skylar Thompson, and didn't show us shit. Continue, Jacoby. Running backs.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. 100%. Going on to my running backs for my stardoms. This guy I was playing against, even in a blowout, man, they're still feeding him the ball. He had 24 fantasy points against the Patriots. I'm going Jordan Mason. I think the 49ers are in great hands while McCaffrey is absent. Even when McCaffrey comes back, I don't think he's going to be 100%. So I'm going to give Jordan Mason the start, and he has a good shot. If Kamara can't get back and rolling, Jordan Mason, I think, has a good shot at becoming the RB1. We'll see. But I'm going to give that to Jordan Mason. And now my stardoms, I picked him as the sit-em for the last 2 weeks. And he's had less than 5 points in 2 weeks, but he's playing the Miami Dolphins, who are ranked 28th against running backs. I'm giving Ramondre Stevenson the start. We are averaging a whopping 28.3 points to running backs in fantasy so far. I'm giving Stevenson the start. All he's going to need is 2 big runs or 1 big run. Game might be finished because we can't perform, and they're just going to feed him the rock the rest of the way. So I'm giving Stevenson the start for sure. So those are my 2 stardoms. Going to my sit-ems, I think this is an easy sit-em. I think you got to trade this guy while you can. But Zach Moss, ever since his first, ever since the week 3 game, a lot of people were jumping on the hype train, wanting to trade for him. But now he's going up against a very tough Baltimore team. He's dropped to the running back 18, and Baltimore is a freaking juggernaut against running backs right now at the ranked 3rd against running backs. So I'm going to give Zach Moss the week off if you have him. I would only play him if you're desperate. If you need a running back for sure.
That's it.
And then this one, a little bit of a shocker. I know we have some Jets fans in here, so I'm going to go Breece Hall with the sit. Now this isn't an instant sit. I don't like the matchup because Minnesota is playing insane. This defense on Minnesota is giving me the 2020 vibes of Brian Flores' defense on the Dolphins. They have an ultimate takeover factor right now. They are playing absolutely out of their minds. And the Jets have not looked good at all. They put up 9 points against the Broncos in rainy weather, granted, but you lost to a fucking guy who had negative 10 passing yards in the first half. I'm not buying it right now, especially again. I think the Jets are going to get a rude awakening this week against the Vikings. So I'm giving Breece Hall the sit. And Vikings are ranked 4th against running backs too, so I think that's an easy sit-em for sure.
Spicy, I like it.
But a lot of you idiots took Breece Hall the 1st overall pick. So I mean, if you did, I don't think you could afford to sit him. But I mean, if you did, you're crazy. So yeah, that's what I got to say for those ones. Going on to my wide receivers, a little bit different. Haven't shown this guy a lot of love this year so far, but he's jumped up to the wide receiver 1, and he is questionable. We'll see what happens, but if he's playing, I got to give him the love, and that's Malik Neighbors, dude. Even with Daniel Jones, he's averaging nothing less than 12 targets a game right now. He's at 18, 12, and 15 targets the last 3 games, 23 fantasy points, 28 and 28. He's my stardom of the week. Daniel Jones is feeding this guy the ball. They are going up against a tough Seahawks team, but especially if you're the Giants where you're going to be throwing all game, I think this could be your stardom of the week for sure. And then my second one, T. Higgins. Bengals looked, even with their matchup against Carolina, the Bengals still struggled there. So they were throwing the ball a lot. But I'm going to give T. Higgins the second start. I think T. Higgins is due. He is absolutely due for a big game, and I think Joe Burrow is finally clicking his senses a little bit. And Baltimore, even though they're great against the defense, they're averaging 36 points to wide receivers right now. And you got to think they're going to put their main guys on Jamar Chase. So give me T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is due. He's the wide receiver 86 right now. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt for this week.
I like that. I like that call.
And I'm going to make this plain and simple. Wide receiver sit-ems, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I am going to just make that one pretty simple for you guys. Those are my 2 sit-ems. And honestly, if you can trade Tyreek Hill, I would do it. So I'm telling you this right now because there's a good chance this dude, like we didn't talk about this in the show, but there's a good chance this guy don't even finish the season with the Dolphins. Who knows? Who knows what happens at the trade deadline? Or they might shut him down if they're like way out of the freaking playoff picture down in the home stretch of the season. If you could trade Tyreek Hill right now, I would go for it. Jalen Waddle, I he's young. I still think they'll play with him, but it could get ugly with Tyreek Hill right now. That's what I'm going to say. Dude is pissed off right now, the most pissed off we've ever seen. If you can trade him in your league right now, I would do it right now. So those are my synonyms. I made it plain and simple.
Bro, I have Waddle, and I'm like, I don't even know what the hell to try to get for him. Dude.
Get whatever you could, man. Get whatever you could. I see this comment right now that he might get traded to KC. I saw that a lot today. I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm at the point right now where I'm just like, I can't blame Tyreek. I can't blame him at all. And, he's going to be 31 next year. So Miami's going to have to make some decisions. So we'll see. Going on to my tight ends. Yeah. After life. What's up? Going on to my tight ends. I'm going to make this one. I'm going to just praise the guy that's carrying my team right now. And that is George Kittle, dude, with a crazy touchdown grab against the Patriots. He is questionable right now. He's day to day, but I do think he plays against the Cardinals. Cardinals are doing really good against tight ends right now, but I think Kittle is for sure one of Purdy's favorite targets right now. Before he exited the game, or like he wasn't really used much after his injury on Sunday, but against the Vikings, he had 8 targets for 20 points, and then he missed the Rams game. But I love George Kittle right now. Dude is carrying my team, so let's roll with that one for sure. And then I gave him the sit last week, and then he finally comes awake against the Chargers. And we've been waiting to see it all year. And now with Rashee Rice gone, I think all your targets need to go to this guy. So Travis Kelce, let's get him back in there. Let's get him some praise. 9 targets, and that's without Rice. So I gotta think the targets are going to be more now, even without Rice. So
they have to be.
Yeah, get Kelce back in your lineup. So now to the Sinnums. Pretty straightforward. I mean, it's been a shitty year for tight ends overall, except for a handful of them. But I'm going to Njoku, who is still banged up and questionable right now. But he is expected to practice. But he's the tight end 49 right now, David Njoku. And he only has 4 receptions on the year. And he had no receptions against the Raiders the last game he played. Yeah, against the Raiders, I think. Yeah, that's what it says here. So I'm going to sit Njoku, and then my second one is Pat Freiermuth. I think he had his first touchdown in for so long against the Colts, but he's going up against Dallas. He is the tight end 5 right now, and it's just God, what a weird year for tight ends right now. They're either banged up or they're just not being utilized. Evan Ingram was the tight end 2 last year, and he's not even relevant. So Freiermuth, I don't like it against Dallas right now. I think Dallas and Pittsburgh will actually be a good game, but I think Fields is going to continue to try to burn him with the legs and go to Pickens over Freiermuth. So those are my start 'em sit-ems. I hope to have great results as I did last week, and we'll see. But it's going to be a fun week of football this week.
Yeah, I think it definitely is too. How is Mark Andrews doing, by the way? Is he doing good?
God, he's been so out of it too. I mean, let me pull him up. Let me pull him up right now.
I was wondering because I know a lot of these other big time names like Evan Ingram. Kelce barely just started getting going now.
Yeah, not Fryer. Mark Andrews has 2 targets in the last 2 weeks.
Wow,
and he's averaging 3.1 points a game right now. I mean, Lamar's going to likely over him, dude. And they got Zay Flowers as the main guy in that offense now, and then of course you got Derrick Henry, and they utilize Justice Hill
a lot.
Yeah, they utilize him a lot, dude. Mark Andrews has just been filtered out of that offense right now, and honestly, I kind of saw it coming a little bit, but because he had a pretty gnarly injury last year, so I didn't really expect much from him. But yeah, it's weird. It's just such a weird year for tight ends.
Yeah, if you're trying to, let's say, if you're trying to get one guy that you'd like to snag on your team, or you think people should target in fantasy, that's realistic. Obviously, not those top guys. Somebody that's realistically, probably underperforming that you think could trend up. Is there anybody on your that comes to mind?
I would say this. This is only my guess because I think he gets traded for sure, but that's going to be Amari Cooper. I think Amari Cooper gets moved at the deadline, and the Chiefs have been that topic of discussion since the Rice injury, and Devontae Adams is going to get moved. Those two guys right now, if you can pick them up, go for it. Because if Amari Cooper goes to the Chiefs, that's going to be huge. So, and he's been underperforming. He's had one good week over 10 points. So, if you can get Amari Cooper for cheap, which I think you can, I would go for it, because even if he doesn't get traded to the Chiefs, I think he gets traded regardless. So we'll see if he gets to anywhere competent. I think Amari Cooper can take off for sure. And Devontae Adams, the trade rumors came out today. We'll see what happens with him. In my honest opinion, I think he's for sure a Jet. I think they're going to try to send him. I think they're going to try to send him to the Rodgers, but
yeah,
that would be huge for them. But I think Amari Cooper is underrated right now. I think he's going to get moved and he'll blow up for sure.
I like that. And Devontae Adams, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, has a no trade clause, so he gets final say on where he wants to go. So
I think he'll be a Jet or a Bill. If all they want is a second round pick, they're not going to trade him to the Chiefs. They're not going to trade him to a division rival. So I mean,
he's going.
I think he's for sure a Jet or a Bill, which crushes me. But
yeah, I say Jets. Unfortunately, guys, if you want your fantasy team to have success this week, hit the damn thumbs up button. On this video right now, if you want your fantasy team to win this week. That is all I gotta say. We got a lot of people tuned in here, which we do appreciate as always, but hit the thumbs up button. We need more of those, please. But Jacoby, man, thanks again. And before we get out of here, any last thing to say about your beloved Miami Dolphins?
Just, if you're gonna kill me this week, if you're gonna kill the season for me this week, just do it quickly. Don't give me hope in this game. That's all I gotta say. But I mean, it felt pretty good to rant in here, because I've been getting a lot of shit from Fins fans on Twitter this last few days.
You have,
I tweeted 4 simple words. It was Brian Flores. We apologize.
They've been going off on you.
They blew up on me, dude, and it was hilarious, man. I'm just like, I didn't say I wanted him back, and you guys just blew up on me, and it was just fitting. It was just fitting to go back and look at those tweets after the shit show Mike McDaniel puts up. But I mean, it's all love for my Fins fans on Twitter. I love fucking with them. They're all especially you got to just have fun at this point.
You have to.
You just got to have fun on Twitter. Look at the memes when the team's a dumpster fire. So, but it's we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope we're here next week talking about a win. I mean, I don't want them to throw away the season just yet. So I would like to go into this bye week with some peace and hopefully some hope that they can go on a run, but we'll see.
I would definitely have to agree with you on that. Oh man, hopefully the Dolphins win. Jacoby and I predicted a loss, but like I said, I've been picking wins all week, so maybe it is a little reverse jinx time. Hopefully the Dolphins pull through, and we are talking about a Miami Dolphins win here next week. Guys, remember, subscribe if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't. Catch us next week right here, same place. You know where to find us, covering the Miami Dolphins. Hopefully a Miami Dolphins win against the Patriots, and then we got a bye week after, but we'll still be here, so keep it locked in next Tuesday. And that is it, folks. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go Dolphins. Hang in there, Dolphin fans.
Yeah, hang in there.
We're going through it with you. See you guys next time.
Bye.